Close the door. Hi, everybody. How are you? I am actually doing something a little different. Normally, I only have lives going on in my sleep group in the Facebook group. So if you are a member of the Ultimate Baby Sleep Group, you'll see me there. If you're not yet a member, check it out. It's an awesome resource. I come in and I answer questions all the time, helping everyone with their sleep. I'm actually going to share this to the group because a few people have asked me to do live videos on the page more. So I decided to do that. Let me just share it here in the Ultimate Baby Sleep Group because they are waiting for me over there. Ultimate Baby Sleep Group. So if you don't know what the Ultimate Baby Sleep Group is, you'll definitely want to check it out. You can check it out in the banner above on the page where you can join the Ultimate Baby Sleep Group. For those of you who are already in Ultimate Baby Sleep Group, I miss you a lot. I haven't seen you guys in a long time. I was a little bit missing in action the whole last week. I had a lot going on and I wasn't able to hop on here. So wanted to come and say hi. For those of you who are on the page, you don't see me that much, and I'm sorry because we used to do the Baby Sleep Show. For those of you who are in the group, I'm normally in there every single day, and I decided to come in tonight to get started because I miss you all so much. So for those of you who are new to the Ultimate Baby Sleep Group or the page, if you're watching from the Ultimate Baby Sleep Group, we have a few different ways we help you in that group. Just look at the pinned post to figure out a little bit more about that. You can tag Aubrey or myself, but when you use hashtag SleepQ, I normally come on in and pick a few questions every day to answer. And that was my plan for tonight. Originally, that was my plan, to come on in, pick a few questions at random like I normally do, and talk to you a little bit about sleep. But today, for those of you who are watching from the page, you're not going to know what I'm talking about. For those of you who are in the group, you are going to know what I'm talking about. Today, there was a really interesting thread that I saw come up, and who opened up the thread? Let's see what her name was. I want to say her name correctly. Her name is a new member here we have in the group, Juliana. Juliana asked, does anybody here have a baby sleeping through the night, right? And it's questions we get all the time in the Ultimate Baby Sleep Group, in our Facebook group. My feed, my messages, my emails, phone calls are always like, you know, up, 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 up. How do I get my baby sleeping through the night? How do I get my toddler sleeping through the night? How do I get rid of power struggles? But it started this whole long thread here in the group. And I wanted to just come in and decided, instead of answering regular questions like I normally do, I wanted to talk a little bit about what sleeping through the night means, okay? Because it was important for those of you who are on the page who aren't in the group to also understand the backing of this. So number one, if you have someone who is struggling with a baby that is not sleeping, or struggling with a toddler that's not sleeping, or an 8-year-old or a 9-year-old that's not sleeping through the night, you're definitely going to want to share this with them. They're definitely going to want to learn a little bit more about what this means. So tag them, share this. That's why also I put it on the page, because when it's in the group, you can't share it outside of the group because it's a private, closed group. So share it with someone who you think would benefit from it, or tag it from, okay? So I just want to tell you that number one, sleeping through the night is a very relative term, okay? And if you've been following me for some time, I've said this a lot before, okay? But sleeping through the night does not necessarily mean 11, 12 consecutive hours for every single baby. Sleeping through the night also has different meanings for different parents, right? To one family, sleeping through the night might mean going to bed at 7 p.m., closing the door, and then not hearing from your child until 7 a.m. For another family, sleeping through the night would be, oh my gosh, a blissful 5 hours of sleep uninterrupted that they've never gotten. So keep in mind, we use this term very loosely, and I see people doing it all the time. And even just within this thread, yeah, my baby sleeps through the night. No, my baby doesn't sleep through the night. I was watching all the, this discussion that was going on here all day. And Juliana, you didn't know what you were getting yourself into when you posted, but everyone has such a different definition of what that means. So I want to just clarify, sleeping through the night doesn't always mean 11 or 12 hours straight, because not all babies especially are capable, okay? Depending on age. We have a wide range of people in the group or watching here on the page. Write in the comments below, let me know if you're watching now, how old your child is, how old your baby is that isn't yet sleeping. I want to know who's watching now so we can discuss it. So just write that in the comments below, or give me, a little bit of feedback so I know who's watching now so I can address your questions. But, an 8-week-old baby might not be able to go 12 hours through the night, right? Yeah, Juliana, this is for you. 6 weeks old, Crystal has a 6-week-old. So Crystal, your 6-week-old probably and developmentally is not going to be capable of going 12 hours straight. But that doesn't mean you can't start enlisting positive sleep habits already from a young age right now with your baby. You can start setting the ground running. A 19-month-old with Sarah, okay, 10-month-old Celeste. It doesn't mean that from a newborn's perspective, you can't start transitioning into good sleeping habits. The goal of having a newborn is to start things off on the right foot. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, go to the YouTube channel, the Baby Sleep channel, check out all the videos we have in our group. There's different ages here, but I want to just clarify that sleeping through the night means what your baby is capable of. That's the first thing I want to break down. And in a few minutes, I'm going to answer some of the questions, okay? So that doesn't mean, though, if your baby is not capable of going 11 hours, going 12 hours, and I will tell you, if you want to know statistically when a baby can go that sleeping through the night 11, 12 hours, usually when a baby is closer to 5, 6 months of age or having a lot more solids during the day, typically 3 set meals of breakfast, lunch, and dinner. At that point, a baby can normally go 11, 12 hours. I find around the 5-month mark, it can break. Some babies at 5, 6 months are really not capable. And those of you who've worked with me one-on-one know this. Some of your babies, we've gotten to go a solid 11, 12 hours straight every single night. Some of you, though, we weren't able to do that with your babies because they weren't developmentally ready. So just understand what your child's sleep needs are, and the goal is to help them be the best sleeper within the confines of who they are, not within the confines of what, statistics say or what your baby can do, because there's weight gain, there's personality, there's sleep needs, there's calorie intake, there's so much to take into account, okay? So whatever method you're using, and obviously if you've been following me, I enlist gentle methods. Quite typically I like to, but to each his own, no judgment here. This is a complete free zone just to talk about your sleep. Understand that your child can only sleep what they are capable of. And it doesn't matter what you read online and you read in the blogs or even what you see in my groups or my posts, because every child is his own unique universe, okay? So backtracking a minute to, a few of you who said you have newborns in there. If you have a newborn, just because, or let's say you have a 5, 6-month-old that's kind of forking in the road here and isn't quite yet ready to transition to getting 11, 12 hours, does that mean you're destined to sleep deprivation? Does that mean your baby's never going to sleep? Does that mean you have to wait, like I saw a lot of you posting today, for 2.5 years of not sleeping till you get your child sleeping? No! Doesn't mean it's all or nothing. That's not the way life works, especially with kids, especially with sleep. It doesn't mean if your child isn't sleeping 12 hours straight, that means the opposite extreme of no sleep, right? It means you can still enlist positive habits to get whatever your child's capable of, whether it's a 6-hour stretch. Most babies, by about 2 months of age, can give you a good 8-9 hour chunk, typically. Not all, most can. So that doesn't mean you can't sleep 8 hours every night. That doesn't mean you can't sleep 7 hours every night, 9 hours every night. That doesn't mean you can't maximize the sleep to the best potential of what your child is capable of doing just because they can't go the whole night, right? Doesn't have to be such extremities. So I wanted to come in and tell you all that because I saw a lot of this, I'm never going to sleep. I'm going to be sleep deprived till, my baby's 3, till I'm never having more kids even though I want to. Obviously sleep deprivation is so hard. So hard. And we talk about this all the time in the group, all the time on the page. If you have a baby that isn't sleeping through the night, write something in the comments below. Let me know what you think. Tell me, my baby's not sleeping through the night. Give me some likes, or like I said, share this with a friend who you feel like would benefit from learning a little bit more about this topic, or just giving love, because support is really important. And that's what we do a lot in the Ultimate Baby Sleep Group. So if you have a baby that's not sleeping through the night, if you have a toddler that's not sleeping through the night, write that in the comments below. That's what this community is all about, to obviously inform you and arm you with information, tactics, methods to be able to sleep, but also to support one another. We are all moms here, right? I've got my own brood, and obviously I love helping all of you. But you're all in this together. Motherhood, right? It takes a village, and it does. It takes a village sometimes, okay? Christy, so not sleeping at all. Okay, Christy, but we're here for you. All right, go in, check out our videos, post in the group, get feedback. We have an amazing team of admins. Sarah, 9 weeks old. How do I get that long stretch you mentioned? Talk about it. We talked about it. Okay, I'll tell you about that in a minute, Sarah. Stephanie, 3.5 months, still not sleeping. Yeah, the early months are hard, but it doesn't mean you have to suffer, okay? Put that on the back burner for a minute. Stephanie, Sarah, Crystal, I'm going to get back to you in a minute about practically what you can actually do, which is everything that we talk about in the group. Okay, but let's say your baby can go 11 hours. Your baby can go 12 hours. You have a toddler that's 3 years old, sleeping in your bed all night, asking for snacks. Every time you put him back in his bed, he comes back to your bed. He's running amok. He is developmentally capable of sleeping the entire night. Does that mean you just throw your hands in the air? No. Okay. So number one, what do I always tell all of you? For those of you who are just meeting me, you're going to hear this for the first time. For those of you who've been following me, watching my videos in the group, you're going to hear me say this for the umpteenth time. But something is only an issue if you feel it is. Okay. And it doesn't matter what you read, what your sister tells you, what your aunt's telling you, what the daycare provider is telling you, or even what anyone in this group or this like online community that we've built says. Something is only a problem if you feel it is. You are the mother. You are the sole nurturer, or even if you have a partner or a spouse helping you, you are usually the main provider here. We've got a lot of dads in the group too, so if you're a dad, fine. Whoever's watching that is the main provider here to their baby, you have to understand that you are the only one to determine when or if something is a sleep issue. And it doesn't matter what everyone else says. It just matters if it's up to you. You know, it's interesting. I get calls like this a lot, right? I've been doing this for over 11 years. I have helped thousands and thousands of babies. I get emails and calls, I'd say at least once a week. Once a week. Not at least once a week. Once a week. Definitely. Sometimes a little bit more. Of desperate emails saying, you know, I got one today. I'll read you one. Let's see. Let's pull this up. Okay, I can't find it. I'm not going to read it verbatim. But someone wrote to me an email about their 8-month-old telling me, my 8-month-old sleeps 7 hours at night. Straight. Sometimes I have to wake up at night and give him a quick nursing. He's in my bed with me. He's co-sleeping. Like, is this normal? What do I do? Help. So, like, some of the pieces just, like, didn't fit together when I was reading that. He's sleeping well. He's co-sleeping. What do I do? Help. I never saw a problem. She wasn't saying I'm exhausted. I'm not functioning. I have a horrible relationship with my partner. I have no energy at work. I'm not enjoying motherhood, like the things I normally see, right? Because that's what sleep deprivation represents in our life, right? When we're not getting sleep, we're not sleeping, and that's what's hard, but it's what that lack of sleep represents for us, right? It's what that lack of sleep means, that functionality, not being in our prime, feeling like we're just surviving and not thriving, right? So I wrote her back, and I said, yeah, it's hard, Jamie, right? So I wrote her back, and I said, what's the problem here? Like, are you okay? Are you happy with how things are? Like, I'm trying to feel for what the issue is here. Do you want your baby sleeping longer? Do you want your baby not co-sleeping and sleeping in a crib? What is going on? She wrote me this whole long email about how everyone's making her feel so guilty. She feels so guilty. She feels like she shouldn't be co-sleeping because it's potentially dangerous. And her pediatrician wants her to do cry it out. And she's been reading online that a 7-month-old really should not sleep 7 hours with one nursing. Really should be sleeping for 11 hours at least. And and the whole story began. She doesn't have to fix anything. Why should she fix anything? There is no should. There is no could. There is no have to. This is your child, and you are the most trusted authority with everything, including sleep. So don't ever feel like you have to fix something if you don't want to, okay? I have to put that all out there, and I say this a lot, but I can't drive this point home enough, okay? Something is only going to work if you have a deep-rooted desire to fix it, okay? So backtracking a minute to everyone I put on the back burner here, okay? Not sure why I was emoji poses trying to watch while nursing an active baby. Okay, it looked like you were just crying, Jamie, because maybe you were sad. I don't know. Maybe you're just saying hi to me. That's okay, too. All right. So share this with someone, by the way, everyone. Share this with someone who you feel would benefit from a little bit of support, knowing that what they're doing is right, knowing that it's okay if things aren't perfect, knowing that, hey, I'm the mom. I can make decisions of what I feel is right or wrong, despite what I think should happens to be, what has to be, this, that. Share this with someone. Tag them, okay? Do any of you watching feel like that? I know when I was doing the baby sleep show, which I'll get back to in a bit, hopefully in another few weeks, we used to talk a lot about these ideas. It's really important to understand that. Okay, so for those of you I put on the back burner a minute ago, talking about newborns. So what do you do? What do you do when your baby, first let's talk about the babies that are not yet capable of going 11, 12 hours. Then we'll talk about the babies that can, okay? The babies that cannot yet go 11, 12 hours, it's all about making a solid game plan, okay? If you are not a member of the Ultimate Baby Sleep Group, I suggest you join right away. Any of you in there can attest and tell the others watching how amazing it is. I was a little bit missing in action the past week or two, but we have so many videos in there. It's all about setting up a solid foundation, getting a good routine set up with your baby, figuring out your baby's sleep temperament, doing something that you're comfortable with, logging your baby's habits for a few days and making a game plan systematically start to finish, because you might think that your baby is not capable of going 11, 12 hours, but after you actually start enlisting a consistent plan that you're confident with, that you feel good about, because that's what's going to make sure anything works, you might be so surprised to find out, oh my gosh, I thought my baby can only go 6, but my baby's been sleeping 10, 11 hours straight for 5 nights, right? Because they'll often trick you, and developmentally, you might be very surprised to see what your baby can do. People are often shocked when I tell them 5-6-month-olds can, yes, go 11, 12 hours. Does that mean your 5-6-month-old can? No, not all can, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't try. That doesn't mean you shouldn't try to stretch out that sleep and maximize it to the most potential, right? So watch our newborn videos. We have catnap videos there. If you're not a member of the Ultimate Baby Sleep Group, I suggest you join. If not, check out our YouTube channel. There's so many things you can do. All right, and I could talk about that for another hour or two. All right, if you're in the group, we have Monday question thread topics where we pick a certain topic and delve really deep into it. So always stay tuned for that so I can help you with that. Now, same story really, in essence, if you have a baby that's capable of going 11, 12 hours and you don't know what to do. What do? Get to the baseline, get a consistent routine set up, and log your baby's habits. I cannot stress the importance of doing this. You will be shocked to find that if you would just pay attention to your baby's habits for 2 or 3 days, you might see, oh my gosh, my baby I thought never naps, but takes little 15-minute cat naps throughout the day. And I see a pattern even though I thought there was no pattern. Or, oh my gosh, my baby is fighting bedtime for hours, but they've been rubbing their eyes 2 hours way before you're even giving any type of consistency enlisted. So you have to understand that awareness and having that conscious awareness of what your baby's sleep needs are, habits, Lucia, what type of habits? I mean all kinds of habits. I mean sleeping, eating, irritability, tiredness, napping, what you're doing for your routine winding down, like write it all down, right? Whenever we go anywhere, if we map out a trip, right? Let's say I'm driving to New York. I know my destination is New York, but I can't just get in the car and go to New York. I have to make a roadmap, a game plan how to get there. It's the same thing with sleep. If your goal is to sleep through the night, your goal is to get your baby sleeping. I wish I had the magical potion. I haven't yet invented it. I will send you all a bottle when I do, but I can't just sprinkle it through here. You can't just close your eyes and like manifest sleep, right? As amazing as that would be. You can't just like emotionally create it. You have to make a game plan and you have to evaluate your baby's habits and move forward with. And that's what I do when I work with the families that I help one-on-one most often. Now let's like take a few questions here. Okay, there's a lot of detailed questions. Not so, All right, so I answered most of these questions. Some of these are super detailed. I want you to know something. Use hashtag SleepQ in the Ultimate Baby Sleep Group, and I'm back in business. I had a holiday. I was traveling all last week. I wasn't in here at all, but I will be in here. And we'll be back soon. Yeah, Joanna, I'm coming back tomorrow. You are always my avid watcher. Starting tomorrow, again, Tuesday, I'll be back answering the hashtag SleepQ questions, back with our Monday question threads and everything. All right? So keep in mind, and that was just the main message I wanted to tell you all. Can your baby sleep through the night? Depends what you mean for sleeping through the night. Can your baby be the best sleeper within the confines of who he is, within the confines of who she is? Yes. Can your baby sleep 6-7 hours? Yes. Can your baby sleep 12 hours? Maybe. Can't tell you that 100%. Could be yes, could be no. But does that mean you shouldn't try? Does that mean you shouldn't try to stretch out that sleep and maximize it to the best potential, whether you have a 2-week-old, a 2-month-old, a 2-year-old, a 10-year-old? Every child can learn to sleep. And yes, every child. I deal with children with severe developmental delays, autism, different types of developmental ideas and behavioral issues on all types of spectrums. We can help them be the best sleeper within the confines of who they are and what they were created for. And that was my message to that lady who wrote me that email with her 7-month-old. Yeah, your baby can sleep, but do you want to fix it? Okay, that's always the first place to start. As of last week, the week before, I did not have any spots open to work with me one-on-one. But if you are interested, I will post the link above as soon as I finish this video that you can set up a one-on-one call with me. For a while, we were setting up calls with my team, but right now you're speaking one-on-one with me. And I will tell you all about my one-on-one program that I have a few slots open for now. We have about 5 that we opened up. So if you are interested in learning about working one-on-one with me, where I evaluate your baby's habits, I create a plan for you, and you work intimately with me until you reach all of your sleep goals, set up a call with me. We don't have tons available, just like I said, because we don't have tons of slots available. I only have a certain amount of bandwidth that I can work with all of my families. But the most important thing is to know, yes, your baby can sleep. Yes, you can have amazing sleep habits. Yes, you can help your child be the best sleeper within the confines of who they are. Because remember, sleep is a skill. It's a learned skill, and it doesn't always come so naturally, right? Some kids have to learn how to play baseball. Some kids, they just naturally know how to ride a bike. Some kids, it's the same thing with sleep. And you are doing your child the biggest service in the world. Forget you. You're another story. it's important that you sleep. It's important that you sleep because the greatest gift you can ever give your child is your own sanity, being rested, feeling positive, feeling emotionally thriving. Yeah, okay? But that aside, your child needs sleep. Sleep is the fundamental baseline to all of our functionality, our immune system, our health, behavior. And when a child doesn't learn to sleep well, things really can dissipate, developmentally with everything. So when you're teaching your child to sleep, you're giving them the greatest gift in the world, that they are going to be able to go to sleep every night, have their cells rejuvenate, be healthy, and wake up stronger the next day. So it's so important that you teach your children to do this, and it's never too late. It's never too late. People email me, is it too late, my 5-year-old? No, it's not too late. It's just a matter of figuring out that game plan. I work with newborns, well, one-on-one, not newborns. If you're going to book a call with me, I only work one-on-one with babies starting at 4 months. Before that, stay tuned. We have other things coming your way that we'll be telling you about. But set up a call with me if you want, and I'd be happy to run you through my system start to finish. We went back to running our sale, which we didn't have for a while. So the posts that Aubrey's been posting and everyone else in the group, it's actually almost 50% off still to work with me. We went away from our sale for about 4 or 5 months. A lot of you were messaging me and saying, Batya, please, are you going to be offering your one-on-one services again at a discounted rate? Yes, we are back to our discounted rate, which you won't see if you click on the website, but you will see it if you talk to me, because we're only giving the discount for people who join when they speak with me. So if you want to work one-on-one with me, I'm going to post the link very, very soon that you can set up a call with me. Grab one quickly, because you'll see there's only a few available today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. I think that's it. Have an amazing night. I'd love to chat with you about your sleep, and just know, yes, you can sleep. Yes, you don't have to sit back and surrender to 4, 5, 6, 10 years of sleep deprivation just for being a parent. No, you can get sleep while being a parent. You can be thriving. You can be on your game. You can be on top of your game. You can be feeling like this powerhouse of a person. And that's what I want for all of you. Okay? So set up a call with me. I'd love to chat. If you're not going to set up a call, fine. Join our group. If you're in our group, post, and post some more. Okay? Gain advice from the admins. Watch our videos. And I hope you all have an amazingly beautiful, restful night. And you all wake up tomorrow morning feeling rested, thriving, and ready to tackle your days. I will see you all on the other side.